I've just reached Prestige Master level 200 in Black Ops 7. Not only that, I've also unlocked every single camo in the game, including Singularity in multiplayer, Infestation in zombies, and even Genesis in endgame. With that being said, I am incredibly familiar with every single weapon in Black Ops 7, so today I'm going to be giving you the top 5 best loadouts that you should be using right now in Black Ops 7 to be dropping nukes and high kill gameplays. Before we get any further, do yourselves a favor and click that thumbs up button for some nuke luck in your next game of BO7, and make sure you guys subscribe, notifications on, so you don't miss out on my future videos and live streams. They all take place right here. With all that being said, man, let's get into the first loadout. Now we're gonna be starting off with the M15 mod. Yes, this was nerfed like last week, but it is still absolutely incredible. Matter of fact, it's actually my very first weapon I reached Master Prestige level 250 with, alongside my level up there of level 215. I wasn't capping about that, but your boy's got the most reps with this M15 mod, and it's still super good. So my first attachment here is going to be the monolithic suppressor. Now this is, I don't use this often, but when it comes to the M15 mod, I think it's a necessity. So one, you're off the radar, and two, you get bullet velocity and damage range. Those are usually things you see out of barrels, but having it on a muzzle like this makes a world of a difference, because guess what? Our next attachment, we're actually going to stack it. We're going to go ahead and throw on the fusion barrel, which is going to further increase our damage range and bullet velocity, which should bring the M15 mod back to its former glory. And I'm going to be straight up and frank, I barely was able to tell the difference between the pre-nerf and the post nerf. I genuinely can't tell the difference, especially with this new build here. Next, for the underbarrel, I do have on the iron hold angled grip. You get aim walking steadiness, and this is something I'm going to be taking advantage of so much, pretty much every single gunfight I get into, because I'm always aiming and walking. It's gonna make my weapon significantly more steady. We also get a horizontal recoil control, which is just gonna make it more accurate. For the magazine, I like to do the 60 round drum here, and this is just gonna allow us to take out so many enemies without having to reload, especially on a map like Nuketown, where you can kind of just spray and pray and not have to worry about running out of ammo. And to round things off, we have the Wander 3V stock, where we get aim walking movement speed. Now this goes hand in hand with the underbarrel, because we get aim walking steadiness from that, aim walking movement with this. Best of both worlds. Now I'm moving quick and I'm more steady. This build might look incredibly familiar because I used this about like 3 to 4 days ago. It's Optic Scumps build. That wasn't just for some random YouTube video. I'm actually genuinely using it. I think it's incredible. I just finished maxing this thing out to level 250. I absolutely love the build, so I recommend using it. And if you didn't see the vid, go watch the gameplay, because there's gameplay over there and your boy was frying. And you guys could see, like, it doesn't take too much effort to land your shots at 10, 25, 50, and honestly, even at 100, you're not going to find yourself in those gunfights. But still, M15 mod, still incredible. So we have the Carbon 57. Now this SMG has slowly but surely won me over and been growing on me. I don't know what it is, but they did buff it just a tad bit, and I think it's incredible. It's a lot of fun to run. It took me a while to find the right build, and I think that's why I like it so much now. So try this out for yourselves and let me know what you guys think of it. Starting off, I have the compensator on for vertical recoil control. I think the recoil pattern, for me at least, was just a little off. It was a little odd. I feel like in those longer range engagements, I was struggling a little bit. So throwing this on made a world of a difference. And then while we're at it, I also went ahead and I did the lateral precision grip, boatload of horizontal recoil control. Muzzle gave us vertical, this gives us horizontal, and this is as accurate it's gonna get. I also went ahead and I did the recoil springs, where you get best of both worlds, horizontal and vertical recoil control. At this point, this is genuinely as accurate as it's possibly going to get. By the way, this is a gunfighter build, so I recommend running all 8 attachments. I haven't been able to find a build that I personally enjoyed running that's just 5, but this 8 right here, incredible. Next, I have on the Greaves repose barrel. We get damage range and bullet velocity, which is really good, especially for an SMG, so we can really participate in those longer range engagements and actually be successful at it. For the magazine, believe it or not, I actually went ahead and I did the 40 round magazine. So we can back out here. You can see on the bottom right hand corner, the mag size for this is actually a 50. I think that's really good, but for most SMGs, we usually throw on an extended mag that is a 40. Well, this one, I decided to bring it down to a 40, and the pros here is we get to reload quicker, we get more aimed on sight, and more sprint to fire. So it's going to feel significantly lighter, while it's just bringing the magazine down like 10 shots, which is not that bad whatsoever. For the rear grip, you're going to want to do the quick draw grip, because you get aimed down sight speed. It makes it super quick and snappy. But what I recommend doing, what I run, is the mobile quick draw grip. The problem with this, and the reason I'm not recommending it, is because you won't get this until like the tail end of reaching max level useful on the carbon. So for the meantime, run the quick draw grip. When you get it, run the mobile quick draw. You get slide to fire. I'm always sliding around, so my weapon's just going to be up and ready significantly faster after those slides, and we still get our aim down sight speed, which is really, really good. For the stock, you have two options. You could do the mobility stock where you get movement, strafing movement. What I like to do is throw on the ADS movement stock. Huge increase to the aim walking movement, and you're gliding. It's so fast. I love it a lot. And the laser right here, I think this is what made me enjoy the carbon the most. Coming down to this EMT3 agile laser, you get a huge increase to your damage range. I don't think we've seen this in Call of Duty ever, where a laser gives you this much damage range, and you'll also get a boatload of recoil stabilization. Like I said earlier, the thing didn't feel all that accurate. It felt a little wobbly and odd. So now it's super strong at a range and still very accurate with the recoil stabilization. I think this was the secret attachment I was missing. And there you have it. These are my 8 attachments. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this bad boy to the firing range real quick, and you gonna see some. It feels incredible, man. You don't need an optic, because I think the iron sights are probably one of the cleanest in the entire game. And then 25 meters, something you really shouldn't be participating in with an SMG. It don't even matter, because guess what? You still gonna be landing no shots like that. I'm telling you, Carbon 57, I've been loving this thing a lot. Get your hands on it and let me know what you guys think of it. Now, sticking with SMGs, we have the DRAVEC 45. Anytime I'm having a rough game or we're starting to lose a little bit, I gotta hop on the hard point. We're in close quarters combat. This is what I pull out. It is my most used SMG in Black Ops 7. I'm pretty sure I included this in last week's top 5. If you missed it, or maybe you saw the vid but you forgot about the build, here it is, because I absolutely love this thing. So I threw on the compensator for the vertical recoil control. You saw us throw this on the recent build. For the barrel, you got 2 options. You could do the damage range, but I feel like the damage range is already very good on it. So what I like to do is just throw on the verse barrel, just like we had on the carbon. You get both damage range and bullet velocity, best of both worlds. You don't need to maximize the damage range, because it's just already OD. You don't need to go doing that again. Our third attachment, I have a rear grip, and I like to throw on the quick draw grip, where we get aim down sight speed. Now, I would say, oh, well, when you unlock the mobile quick draw grip, go ahead and throw this on. Nah. Keep the quick draw grip. Only use this. I feel like the ADS speed is just so atrocious on this thing. But when you throw on the quick draw grip, it makes a world of a difference. It makes it super just fast. For the stock, personal preference, in my opinion, I sometimes run the EAM Heritage, and then I sometimes run the ADS movement stock. But that movement speed you get out of this feels incredible. Then there's sometimes I'm feeling strafey. I want to glide around the map. It really is up to you, but I'm gonna be honest, I love my strafing speed, so I'm gonna go with the aim walking movement speed stock. And to round things off, I have on the recoil springs, so this thing does not move a goddamn inch. It's as accurate as it possibly can get, and just like that, you're good to go. You don't need a magazine. I think 36 is like a sweet spot. You don't want to lessen it, you don't need to increase it. This right here is all you need. The iron sights are clean. We could bring this thing to the firing range, and I think they nerfed this last week, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they buffed it. I genuinely don't remember. The thing's still a beast, no matter how you put it. Really easy to use. Again, unlike that Carbon 57, this is something you could really just kind of pick up and run a gun with. But the Carbon is a fantastic option if you want to try something new and something that's a little underrated. But everyone knows about the DRAVEC. This is just my personal build that I like a lot. Super easy to use, super accurate. I mean, this is literally the perfect loadout in Black Ops 7. Next, we have the X9 Maverick. Now, yes, this was in my top 5 from last week. I have to include it in this week because it's something I've personally been using, especially from level 100 all the way to 200. It's one of my most used weapons. As you can see, top right, I'm level 104. It's the current meta of Black Ops 7. I just didn't feel right not including it, even though I did in last week's top 5. So here's my build. If you missed it or more, you forgot, we have the Elo sight. You need to throw this on. In my opinion, the iron sights aren't awful, but just having an optic like the Elo on, where you could just see so much more clearly, it definitely helps a lot, especially in landing your shots. For the barrel, this weapon is very unique in the sense that the barrel gives you a bigger magazine. So as you can see, there's different magazine types on the bottom right hand corner. In my opinion, I think the Shroud barrel is like the absolute best. You get a huge increase to the damage range, which is going to make this thing an easy 1 to 2 burst kills in those longer range engagements, while also giving you a bigger magazine. Can't go wrong with that. Go ahead and throw that on. I highly recommend doing the quick draw grip here. Man, I'm telling you, it is so important to be ADSing as soon as you see somebody, man. When you let that 1 to 2 burst off, they genuinely don't stand a chance to fire at you whatsoever. For the stock, I like to do the ADS movement stock so I can get a little bit of strafing in there, especially in the middle of my burst. It's going to make it harder for them to land their shots while I'm absolutely disintegrating them. And to round things off, I like to do the recoil springs. Being accurate with this is so important, and this is the only attachment I have on that gives me any sort of accuracy and recoil control, and nothing's better than some horizontal and vertical recoil control. So this is my build, very standard. Again, I had to include this even though I did previously. It's still the meta, and I've been getting asked about it quite a bit, especially after making a video dedicated to this weapon with some gameplay. And you could see it's probably the easiest weapon in the game to use. That took no effort, by the way, at the guy at 100 meters. Not much more needs to be said. Throw this bad boy on right now. And to round things off, I have yet another assault rifle, just because this game is just long range weapon heavy. They need to give these SMGs yet another buff, in my opinion. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we see some more SMG buffs in season 1. But we have the AK-27, which is a sleeper. I feel like most people are running the X9 Maverick. Everyone knows that thing's a beast. The M15 mod is super good. The MXR is incredible as well. But the AK-27, man, with 8 attachments, don't mess with it. So starting off, I like to throw on the ELO. The iron sights aren't bad. I included an iron sight class setup a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people weren't vibing with it. I hear y'all. I'm listening. So throw on the ELO because you're gonna need it. Especially those of you who don't like the iron sights, throw whatever optic you want on. I think the ELO is the best optic in the entire game. For the muzzle, we have the compensator for the vertical recoil control. Nothing brand new there. For the barrel here, my bad, we got the hybrid barrel. We get damage range and bullet velocity. Best of both worlds. You could do the damage barrel if you would like here. This is just going to give you the biggest increase to your damage range. I like having both, especially on the AK-27. It just feels a lot better to me personally. For the underbarrel, just focusing straight up on that horizontal recoil control. And while we're at it, go ahead and throw on the recoil springs. These 3 attachments make this thing a laser beam. Does not move whatsoever. I love it a lot. I got a bigger magazine on to take out a lot more enemies without having to reload. For the rear grip, I got quick draw grip for the aim down sight speed. Makes it a whole lot more quick and snappy, my personal opinion. For the stock, nothing new. Aim walkie movement stock, love it a lot. You guys can see the trend of these attachments, especially for a lot of these AR builds. But this is my setup right here. Now, if you like the iron sights like I do, what I like to throw on is a laser that gives us that damage range and recoil stabilization. So for those of you who actually like the iron sights, man, there's something nice at the end of the tunnel here, and that is the laser. I'm telling you, it's up to you. Again, if you don't like the iron sights, you're gonna need to throw an optic. But if you like the iron sights, you could do with them. This laser right here gonna change your life. But there's the build right there if you guys need it. And let's head to the firing range real quick, and you're gonna see, again, the thing doesn't move. It hits hard. It's such a clean assault rifle, man. And when you start really mastering the goddamn thing, oh my goodness, you can get really annoying with it. I mean, even at the 100 meters, in my opinion, after shooting this around the firing range and the M15 mod, it's just a stronger M15 mod. It really is. But people just kind of latch onto that first assault rifle in the game. But you could see, no joke, the thing literally bounces down. It's kind of crazy. So I recommend running the AK-27, and I do get asked about the rest of my loadout here, so I'm gonna try to break it down as quick as I possibly can. So anytime I have on a 5 attachment build like this, like our DRAVEC one we went over earlier, my wild card is perk greed, so I get an extra perk, and my perks go as following. I do gung ho, so I could fire while sprinting, and it improves my movement speed while reloading and using equipment. Love that a lot. Adds more fluidity to the game. Perk 2, it's always going to be scavenger, so I can replenish ammo for my own weapon. I don't want to pick weapons up off the ground whenever I'm streaking or going for nukes. That's never fun. Perk 3, this is never going to change. It's always going to be looper. You earn your streaks multiple times in a life when using this. You used to be able to just do that back in the day naturally, but you know, can't do that anymore. So you can earn numerous harps, which makes nukes a lot easier. And then when I run perk greed, I usually go ahead and I do, where's that goddamn perk at? Throw that on. Vigilance. So 2 things. Your mini map is zoomed out, so when you have like a UAV or harp on, you could just see so much better. And anytime an enemy calls in a counter UAV, you see right through it. It doesn't affect you whatsoever, which I love so much. That's all I like to run when I have a 5 attachment build. But like I said, I have some gunfighter builds, so obviously the wild card's going to be gunfighter, and I have the same 3 perks. And the reason I do that is so I can get enforcer. What does this give me? After every single kill, I get a buff to my movement speed and a health regen speed for a short time. So after every kill, this activates. There's no other combat specialty that is activating this frequently. I highly recommend running it. So there's the build. The field upgrade, super important. I'm gonna end it off on this note right here. Run the squad link, and your life's gonna to be changed forever. I'm telling you right now. You sit in the little circle it gives you. Anytime your teammates get a kill, you get assist points. You get squad link assist points. I got double score, so I get 30 points. I just sit in the goddamn thing. I earn my streaks over and over and over again. It's the best field upgrade in the entire game. No ifs, ands, or buts. But grab today's top 5. I hope these helped you out. I'll give you some more loadouts going into season 1 and when I hit level 300, depending on if my setups change or not. But I hope these helped you guys out. Leave your setups down below, and I'll see you on the next one. You guys all stay safe. Have a great day, and I'm out. Doses.